Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Reddit Asks Us podcast. All of my beautiful friends from all across the vast reaches of the internet. I hope each and every single one of you are doing absolutely spectacular on this fine Tuesday morning, whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast episode, whether that be morning, evening, or in the night. Welcome to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Now remember, if you're listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you happen to get your beautiful podcast, wherever you happen to soothe your ears with your beautiful podcasts, then please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. It helps with the show so immensely much. So if you could please go ahead and do that, I will be forever, eternally grateful. And that is true because this podcast will actually probably outlive me. So my carcass will be rotting in the ground, and this show will still exist and still have ratings. So I hope that you are able to just smash the hell out of those ratings. So thank you all so much for going ahead and doing that. Remember, you can respond to this week's question by going to the comments section in Spotify. So you click the episode, you scroll down, and then you should see an ability to comment down there. And I'll read those comments out loud on the next week's following episode, whether that be comments related to the show or answering the question. Just go ahead and comment that. You can also join our subreddit r/Askreddit, or sorry, r/Askreddit. It's one of the largest subreddits on the entire forum of Reddit. No, you can join the r/Reddit Asks Us on Reddit, and you can. There's a mega thread posted every single week, so you can reply to the episode in there. Whatever podcast thing might be tickling your fancy. But other than that, this is also an ad-supported show, so we'll take an ad break about 10 minutes into the show after done reading the comments, and then we will take another ad break about 20, 30 minutes into the show after that. With that said, holy crap, is that ever a long intro. I'm sorry to have subjected you all to that. So thank you for bearing with me through that. This week, I am fortunately not reading out any comments because I'm actually pre-recording this episode, because by the time that this will come out, I will be in far northern Saskatchewan where there is no cell service and there is no internet. So I will be doing a camping and snowmobiling trek with my family. So we're doing a big snowmobiling trip. So that's going to be freaking awesome. I've never heard of a more Canadian thing in my entire life. So please visit Canada, go snowmobiling if you have the opportunity, or if you're living in some place with snow. You can't just not snowmobile, man. You got to go on a skidoo. You got to rip across those frozen lakes. All right, folks. We are going to just hop right into today's episode. We will take an ad break about 10 minutes in the show, and then maybe about 20-something minutes in the show after that. We'll just see how the show goes. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Why don't we hop right in right now? So as you can see by the episode title is, what is a weird little thing that we all do or experience, but no one talks about? Our first reply comes from Maggie Puff XOXO. When we accidentally spit on someone when talking and then all act like nothing happened. I am so bad for this, guys. It's not even funny. Like, I don't know if y'all know this by now. I don't know if you guys can break this information down, but I do like to talk. I have an affinity for vocalizations, if you will. And I'm also, I get into things, right? When I want to talk, I kind of just lay down what I'm trying to say, to the point where I become completely unaware of how loud my voice is and the disgusting things that happen when I speak, like massive balls of spit flying across. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing when this happens to you, like on a date, like when you're sitting across from someone, you're kind of just having like a nice conversation, and then it's like you can just see that spit just flying through the air, and you just know it's there. It's like it happens in slow motion. Because there's no stopping that train. That train is on its track, and it will smash into a brick wall. And you just can't do anything about it. You have to stand idly by and watch that little spittle just fly through the air and land perfectly on the arm or shoulder or chest or something of somebody else, or even worse, on their face. That is like, I don't even know how you overcome that. Like, that has happened to me before. I feel like, honestly, one time I actually just called it out. I was just like, I just spit all over you. I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun here a little bit. That's a terrible joke. Oh, God. I'm never going to get a second date with you ever again. I've already accepted that. I've literally just spit over your entire face. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just reach over and just be like, oh, let me get that. No, you can't. There's really no coming back from that. After you did that, it's kind of just like, yeah, can I just get the bill? I don't think, there's absolutely no way that this is continuing. Yeah, it's everything's on me. You know what? I'll pay for your Uber home, whatever it is. Honestly, why don't I just hop on Tinder or Hinge and actually get you another date? Because, this is clearly not working. I have royally screwed up. Yeah, and I'll just watch you find the love of your life. How about I find you the love of your life, actually? I feel like that's kind of what I should do to make up for that. So disgusting. And then reply from Pots got me. And you can still feel it on your arm, and you wait till they look away so you can wipe it, even though you know that you just that they just fucking spit on you while locking eyes. Well, if you're talking about getting spit on, honestly, I don't mind, like, if I'm on a date with someone and I get spit on, or if I'm just like talking to someone who's one of my friends and I get spit on, it's kind of just like, wow, I didn't know you really fucked with me like that. I didn't know. I was like, damn, I didn't know we were like that. But you know what? Sure, go ahead, spit on me. No, I just, but if I was being spit on, I feel like I wouldn't care as much. But when I spit on other people, I definitely take an effort to just kind of call it out, because at that point, it's like, you know what? This date's over anyway. This is all over. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I just spit on you. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm just gonna, that's my bad. You're not gonna double down, right? Like, you can't just be like, you know what? Give me your food. Give me your drink. Let me just, you might as well cut to the chase. We're already spitting. Spits are flying. Okay. So why don't we make this fun, right? See how much more I can put in your drink. Next one comes from RCI and Sila. Witnessing some random person do something really embarrassing to themselves and actively choosing to do our best to ignore it and move on. This is empathy. I mean, we kind of have to. Like, when you turn that aisle in the grocery store and you can just see someone just reaching for the crack, just for that little scratch. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? Come up to you and just be like, hey, bro. I don't know if you know this, but yeah, we all just saw you scratch the crack, bro. I know you didn't think anyone was looking, but we just all saw that. Yeah, it's, to be honest, as a matter of fact, I'm actually probably going to go and ask the manager if I can get the video of that. Because I feel like that's just kind of like, what the hell do you think you're doing, bro? Like, actually, what the hell do you think you're doing? Like, you think you could just be, just doing that, thinking no one's looking? I'm always watching. I am always watching, perpetually. Anyone's doing anything embarrassing, I'm just right around the corner. Just letting you know I saw that, and I'm never going to let you live it down. I'm going to post that on all my social medias, just dox it. And there you go. You're probably, next time you had a job interview, you're going to see me walking out just right before you, just giving you a little wink. Hey, just want to let you guys know I'm not qualified necessarily for the position because I don't have any experience or education in the field, but your next candidate, I thought you might like to see this video, scratching his ass, yeah. Little right on the cheek. I know it's not right up, right up the middle. That's a little tough, but just the cheek is enough. Okay. I honestly think that you're making a really risky move by having this guy as your next employee.
This episode is brought to you by Google Gemini. With the Gemini app, you can talk live and have a real-time conversation with an AI assistant. It's great for all kinds of things, like if you want to practice for an upcoming interview, ask for advice on things to do in a new city, or brainstorm creative ideas. And by the way, this script was actually read by Gemini. Download the Gemini app for iOS and Android today. Must be 18 plus to use Gemini Live.
Next one, or a reply from the poop shooter. Wow, this is just amazing. When my father was younger, he was an avid hunter, often spending hours upon hours in the woods, multiple days a week. Well, when you're out there for long stretches, nature will inevitably call. That morning, he'd had a massive thermos of black coffee and a steak and an egg sandwich from Dunkin'. Let's just say he had to go to the bathroom really bad. I don't understand this. I read this earlier. I'm like, that morning, he had a massive thermos of black coffee, a steak and egg sandwich from Dunkin'. Let's just say, like, you can't just say what it is and then just say, let's just say. That doesn't make any sense. Like this, I have a pet peeve about this. It's just like he had to go to the bathroom really bad. So let's just say he had to go to the bathroom really bad. Like, what do you mean, let's just say? We already know what you just said. Like, what? He's gonna had a giant thermos of black coffee and a steak and egg and he fucking flew to Mars? Grew wings and flew to Mars, had a Red Bull and fucking sprouted wings and flew to Mars. Come on, bro. That's just me being so nitpicky with the phrasing. I'm like, that kind of stuff is so funny. It's like, let's just say he had to go to the bathroom bad. Like, you're not even trying to be, all right. So like any good hunter, he knows that you can't take a dump near your own tree stand or you'll scare the deer for miles. So my father started, this is why when I go hunting, I just take dumps everywhere so that I just let the deer know it's my territory. I'm not very successful at hunting for some reason. I don't know why. I've never actually gotten anything, but, I have to mark my territory. Isn't that the whole thing? It's like, I'm the alpha predator. This is my sort of thing. Like, don't tigers and shit do that? So my father started his cheek-clenching journey to about a mile away from his setup. Wow, that's insane. He dug a hole, I was almost about to read that. He dug a hole, went to the bathroom, wiped with leaves. Like, why do you have to phrase it like this? And covered his makeshift toilet with whatever fallen branches he could. He was doing this, and as he noticed something in the tree directly above him, another hunter in camo. Bro. Oh my God, was staring down at him from his own tree stand. They made eye contact but never said anything to each other. My dad sort of pretended he didn't see him and started walking back to his own stand. Never heard from or saw the guy again. I think it's pretty hilarious that the guy saw my dad through the whole process and didn't interrupt him. Even though the guy's hunting spot was now ruined from my dad. Was it empathy or did he just enjoy what he saw? Well, we'll never know. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, what was he doing? Like you're going to ruin his whole hunting trip. Like, now he has to take down his hunting stand with your business just right there. Like, it's just like, I'm just going to, I'll step around it. Don't even worry. It's like, even though you just basically fucking spray painted the whole area here, you know what? Like, how do you not notice a tree stand, too? There's, like, stairs walking up to it. Unless the ladder's flush with the tree, like, how do you not notice a freaking massive tree stand up in the tree? Oh, my God. I'm just more confused why the guy didn't say anything. Like, if I would have saw another hunter walking, I would have probably just been like, hey, like, letting you know, right here. Like, people have guns when they go hunting or a bow and arrow or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to get freaking... I'd rather let someone in the area with a gun know that I'm in and around the area. Like, I don't want to just be unbeknownst to the person. Like, while he's going to the bathroom, then that's when you just decide, like, hey, it's like, sorry, man, you scared me, bro. You can't scare me like that when I'm, going to the bathroom, bro. Yeah, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. I gotta trigger fingers, bro. I got the happy fingers. Next one comes from Fat Chance 82. Disgustingly brutal, intrusive thoughts. One that would shatter your world if it happened. That's kind of crazy, bro. What kind of intrusive thoughts are these? Like, shatter your world? Like, are you like? What do you like? Are you gonna try to crack open the nuclear codes and frickin' like just bomb the entire planet? What kind of shatter your world type of things are you talking about? I mean, I think everybody's got intrusive thoughts. If you don't have intrusive thoughts, then come on, bro. Like, what? Like, I guess you're just a normal, healthy, functioning human being. But I would refuse to believe that any one of us is a normal, healthy, functioning human being. If you are a normal, healthy, functioning human being, I'm sus, bro. I'm genuinely sus. Like, I think, where are the bodies? Where you put them? Like, there's no way a person can be healthy, happy, good looking, everything's all together, and you don't got bodies, bro. Like, just tell me where they are. You know what? I won't even tell the police. It's fine. I just want to know where you hid them, because this is just unfair. But you know, everybody has experienced those moments when the opposite lane is looking a little devious. Like, it's just, you're driving on the highway, you know, you're just thinking to yourself, damn, I've been on the highway for hours now. Other side of the road is looking a little nice. Like, it's looking a little, I don't know, but that pavement's kind of just like, looks a little bit nicer than the pavement over here. I think I might just, what if I'm just driving with all these people and just swerve into the other lane? Like, I feel like that would be just kind of a, you know, get the blood pumping. Like, get the blood pumping. Get everyone in the car just up and at 'em, ready to go. Like, let's get some fire into this trip, you know? Let's just kind of, whew. No, that reminds me, oh my God, this is the stupidest thing. This is so dumb. I don't know. Thinking back to this, I'm actually the stupidest person ever. But I remember I was driving with my friends on the highway to a city near us. And I was opening a drink, like a can, because I was going to like a can of whatever it was, like pop or soda or carbonated water or something, club soda. I'm not exactly sure what I was drinking, but I was driving and we're all kind of just talking. And for some reason, I didn't bother to ask the person next to me if they could have just opened it for me. So I don't know what it was, but I couldn't like get the tab on the can to open. Like, so I took both of my hands off of the wheel and then put the can in my hand and open my can. And then I look up and we're freaking swerving onto the side of the road and we're like hitting freaking gravel. I'm like, oh shit. So I fucking turn the wheel to get me back on the road. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I was like full awareness. It was probably like 1 PM. Like, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I was fully aware, fully conscious, just kind of going on it. Do you know how it is? You're just on a drive. The city's about like 45 minutes away. So you're just like, okay, just go to the gas station beforehand, get a little pop or whatever. And for some reason, no, I just decided I was going to be the biggest idiot ever that day. Reply from Pete F3, the call of the void. These are normal in situations that call for them. Like if you're on a high precipice. Last I read, the belief was that this was actually a survival mechanism. We have to imagine jumping before we can tell ourselves that it's a bad idea. I really, that's nice to hear, but I really wish that I didn't have to tell myself that swerving into the opposite lane is a bad idea before I thought about doing it, even though I would never do it. I would never, ever do it. In a million years, I'd never even think about doing something like that. But why do I have to have that thought then? Is like, can we just skip that? Can we just be like, I'm just going to drive on this side of the road, the correct side of the road? That sounds like a really good idea. That sounds like a really safe bet. Next one comes from Destro23. When you're making out with a person and your teeth bang together. This is kind of just, I don't even, like, bro, that one's not too bad, but it is one of those things where just no one really acknowledges it, especially if you're kind of just going in like for a quick, just like bang. It's like, it's a passionate thing, and it's like, then teeth smack together and you're like, oh, fuck. Oh my God. Oh, did that hurt you as much as that hurt me? I think I fucking bit my lip. Fuck. But then you don't want to admit that, like, because then it just, should we just be friends? Like, I think you're just going to ask me to be friends at this point. I royally screwed that up. Like, the moment's gone. The moment's gone. Where we were once potential soulmates, now I think we're just, I see you as my sister. Now this is the whole mood is ruined. I can't even, this is basically like, you're like, I see you now as the type of affection I have for like a a deeply beloved animal, like pet. Not that you are an animal. Not that I'm not going to say that you're an animal or anything. Just saying that there's no. It's only platonic. That's what's going on right now. It's or just even kissing someone who's a bad kisser, and you know that while you're kissing them. Like, listen, I'm not going to talk myself up here, folks, but I've had a fair share of experience. A fair amount of practice. I've got techniques, okay? It built up over the years, all right? This is just, it's one of those things. It's one of those things that I just felt like when I was growing up, I'm like, damn, I cannot be bad at this. If anyone's going to, say anything, in school, everybody talks, right? Everybody talks, babe. I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm not trying to be never get the call back. And it's just like, you know what? Nice guy, but feels like a dog licking your face. It feels like somebody is smacking a rubber hose kind of just in and around my lip area. I'm trying to not be that guy. So, I put a decent amount of effort. I'm going to be honest. You gotta watch some YouTube videos. It's embarrassing, but you know what? It's research, bro. It's research. But when it's so tough when you're kissing a person and you can just tell, it's just, even if they've had a lot of experience, they're just bad. What am I supposed to, am I supposed to just stop and say, whoa, hold up here. Hold up. I'm taking threes and you're taking layups right now. We're not on the same, you gotta bump those numbers up. Okay, we need some improvement there. You can't do that. You kind of just have to go along with it. Especially when you're younger, when you're 15, 14, you're just kind of starting to do that kind of stuff. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. It's not like I have the authority to, at that point in my life to just be how does he even at this time? I'm not gonna kiss somebody nowadays and just be I just want you to know, just take a break, just quick breather for the second, quick breather. Just want you to know that you're actually terrible at this. This is going nowhere. I don't know where you learned this information, but I don't think it's going to work out. This is just no, you can't do that to somebody. It's too intimate. I'm not gonna do that. Reply from the deepest touch, or reply from I'm me. It's the deepest touch, skeletons touching. Reply from Gladiator 48. On a similar note, when I was in high school, I had this girl over at my house a few days after I'd broken my leg playing football. Damn, I wish somebody could come over here and, I don't know, kiss it better or something like that. Her and her twin sister were very good friends of mine, but I'd secretly had a crush on her and we'd never actually spent any time alone. It had always been with her sister and or other people. She comes over to comfort me, and after dinner, we end up watching Jimmy Kimmel in my room. We were sitting on my bed. Considering I was largely bedridden due to a large cast spanning the length of my leg, and over the course of the show, she was getting closer and closer to me until we were eventually cuddling. Dang, bro. Sounds just like being 15 years old. At some point, I sat up and decided to finally make a move. We'd never kissed or done anything romantic ever before. So as to try to be a gentleman, I decided to go full open mouth tongue makeout instead opted for a firm lip kiss. Okay. Oh, sorry. I decided against going for the full. I thought you said you decided to go for that. She did not reciprocate and instead went for full open mouth makeout. So now my lips are closed and enveloped by her mouth and tongue. Going in for round two, I, as the adequate kisser I am, decide to match her energy and go full open mouth makeout. What I didn't know is that she decided to tone it down and match my energy from our first. No, you can't do that. You can't go in full throttle and then dial it back. You got to bring someone up to your level, especially if you're the girl. I get it. If you're the guy, okay, yeah. Oh, that was crazy. Sorry, I'm just watching on the TV. This highlight football plays. It was Garrett Wilson's crazy touchdown catch against the Texans, but it was one-handed catch. In case anyone haven't seen that, please go watch that. But anyways, Especially, okay, if you're the guy, obviously, power dynamic type of thing. If you're going for the open makeout, she goes for the small kiss. You got to draw back. You got to draw back unless she gives you the energy otherwise. But if you're the girl and you're just going in for the makeout, like you're just like, you know, you can't dial it back after that. What guy's going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's just hold your horses here. You thought I was a makeouter? Really? Is that the energy and vibe you were getting from this? You really honestly thought that I was going to make out with you? Ugh, gross. Disgusting. Okay, I peck. I'm a pecker. All right? I'm not a tonguer. I'm not an open mouther. It's disgusting you would even think that. Yeah, that sounds like every guy I know. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like anyone I've ever met ever. And no dude I think has ever thought about that in their entire life. You can guess what happened for round 3 as we again tried to adjust. At this point, I think you just got to voice it. You just got to be like, let's just decide. What are we doing? At that point, the mood was kind of just ruined after we just sloppily, not in a good way, attempted to kiss each other. So we just laid there in my bed, still awkwardly cuddling, and finished Jimmy Kimmel before she went home. I never hung out with her alone again, and we never spoke about that night or pursued anything with each other. I never told anyone this story, so why not post it for Reddit for posterity? Yeah, that's definitely a tough one. I'm sorry about that one, brother.
Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
Next one comes from the Fury 2000. When hot in bed, we don't just throw the covers off. We stick out a single leg, except we don't just dangle it outside the covers. We wrap it around the duvet and kind of clamp it down. No one has ever shown us how to do this. No one has ever taught us how to do this. No one has ever discussed this. We just all do it. Well, it's, you know, I'm not trying to I know that if I let my foot dangle and leave a crack opening in the bed, it's going to be mice, monsters, snakes, lizards, spiders. I know that they're going to be in there. You know, dude, oh my God. This just reminds me, perfect example is just the other day, I had a little hood in the bed sheet open. Nothing crazy. My leg wasn't sticking out. It was just kind of the way that it was near my foot. But I was just about to drift off into sleep, and I was awoken by a feeling that will haunt me to this day. And it felt like something just slithered right across my foot. And I just sprung up immediately, and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And then I got my phone and turned the light on, like the flashlight, and I had a house coat, and it had leaned over the bed, and it had just drifted and fallen onto the floor. But that moment traumatized me even farther for this whole bed thing. Like, it's going to be elves, or it's going to be trolls, or little Smurfy, evil Smurfs or something that are just going to, or a giant python, and they're going to kill me. Okay, they want to get at my feet. They want my feet. I don't know what about my feet that they want, but they're looking for my piggies, and they're looking to do something. Okay, and I'm not comfortable. I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared for my life. I'm for my upper body. Honestly, I'm actually pretty cool about my upper body, but it's just something about my feet. I just don't want my toes gone. It's something about just not having access to the feet, and just something around my feet is terrifying. But then, reply from Pixie Pup, only a lunatic that wants to fight under the bed monsters would dangle a leg. And that's the other thing too. Like, I feel like we have some kind of instinct for a reason, right? Like, that we have some kind of, as humans in the past, we must have lost a lot of brothers and sisters to under the bed monsters. Like, it could have been anything, right? Like, it could have been like anything from Sully from Monsters Inc. to Randall. I think it's Randall. Is it Randall? The annoying freaking purple guy who's voiced by Steve Buscemi. Like, the Randall, the lizard weirdo. Like, it's these things. There's a reason Monsters Inc. exists. You guys know Monsters Inc. is based off a true story? Like, it's based off of what happens to kids when they dangle their legs outside of the bed. Like, this is literally based on a true story. Like, I think you guys need to do some more research before people start posting about this on Reddit and being actually very uninformed. It's based on a true story, so we could all be factually accurate, okay? Reddit doesn't have fact-checking, so it looks like I'm going to have to do it for you. Let's just go on to the next one here. Next one comes from Tech Turnip. Now, this isn't going to be everybody. It's definitely not me. I could never do this. I would never be caught doing this. Not even close. Don't pee in the dream bathroom. Now, this I haven't actually peed myself in bed in a minute. Okay, but there are definitely things in my dreams that I'll do, and then I didn't realize that it was a dream. Like, I didn't, for example, right now, I didn't bring a belt to my home in Saskatchewan. I left it back at my home in Halifax. And I just haven't had a belt for any of my pants, so it's been a little bit devastating to be walking around with loose, saggy pants all the time and just with outfits that don't match that vibe. So I had a dream last night, a wildly vivid dream that I just reached deep into my bag and pulled out my belt, and I was like, I can't believe I forgot that I packed my belt. I absolutely did pack my belt. So I woke up this morning ready to go get my pants on and get my belt, and I'm like, that was a fucking dream, wasn't it? That was a dream. I didn't even, like, I've looked for the belt for the past, 2 days. I know I don't have a belt here. But for some reason, my brain was just like, yes, you do. You absolutely do have a belt. And I know you just looked like 50 times for your belt, but why don't you just look again? I feel like you haven't been looking hard enough. My brain was subconsciously letting me know. But yeah, they're definitely, especially, I'm more of the more of the common thing that happens to me is when I believe that something happened in real life that happened in my dream. Like, I was, oh my God. I woke up in a panic 2 weeks ago from a dream because I thought I missed a meeting for my football team. Totally just thought that I missed a meeting. I was like, I need to get to school now. I'm gonna be running for the entire practice. And turns out it was a Saturday at about 10 a.m. in the morning, and football season's over. We haven't had a meeting since a month previous to that point. But for some reason, I just love making myself panic to the point where I'm sweating and freaking out. All right, next one comes from Raging Happy. This one particularly hits for me, but it's having a weird brief tone in one ear. I don't know what this happens, but this definitely happens to me every once in a while. I'll just be kind of sitting down, and then one ear, I'll just get, and I'm like, I feel like I just got freaking shell shock. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Is this, have they dropped the bombs yet? Is the war over? Where are you, Mom? Or I get this feeling of because then I kind of get disoriented a little bit, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I'm like, is this it? Is this the last moment? Has everything just been? Is this the tone of the cry of coming back and getting sent off to Valhalla? Will I be raptured? Is this the moment? And then it just tunes back in, and it's just what is my brain trying to do? Like, is there just like, there's no, I don't know if the human brain has been trying to like tune into a radio station or something that's like this is 105.9 FM Shell Shock Radio, where we only play sounds of war and death. Gonna pass on that one. Maybe if it was, maybe if it was some sort of like radio station or podcast that I might want to listen to. I feel like, if it's a little Katy Perry, if I could just, yes, you're hot, then you're cold, yes, then you know you're in, then you're out, you're up, then you're down. I'd be like, okay, all right, yeah, turn it up, bro. That's what I'm looking for. Not feeling as though I've this may be my last moment of actual meaningful consciousness. Next one comes from Electrical Ad 9727. That weird smell you get from your childhood but can never find or replicate if you wanted to. Mine reminds me of white school floors with the little black dots all over. Reply from Fun Mistake 4299. My grandmother's pantry, coffee, spices, and a tiny bit of her cleaning products. No, the most annoying one is when you get the smell or the sensation or the feeling, but you can't place it. It's like your brain is kind of just like trying to tease you or something. Like it's just edging you. Like it's just like, you come on, you know it. I know you're not going to know it and you're not going to guess it, but I'm going to just put this here. I'm just going to leave this right here. Even though this is giving you such a strong sensation, something that is absolutely undeniable and making you feel feelings that you haven't felt in a very long time, but they are so ever distinct and recognizable, you're not going to figure out what it is. Oh, the fact that you thought you could figure out what it is, it's not going to happen. Like, it's just, nice try. You really thought you had something with that one, but unfortunately, it's not how the brain should work. I know you want it to work that way, but it's never going to happen. No, sorry about that. And we're probably going to make it last 30 seconds, something long enough to you're never going to forget about. It's going to frustrate you too. You're going to be pissed off about it, and then you're going to forget about it, and that's going to happen again, and it's just going to keep happening. You're never going to ever figure it out. But you know what? We're just trying to have some fun up here. It's like your brain's just bored. It's like, fuck, man. Let's have a game or something. Like give me the power for once. You're always out there making the decisions, moving around and stuff. Let me take the reins back. Let me have some control. All right? Let you know that you're not the one in control here. I am. Okay? Next one comes from Logged In. Having an itch right on my palm and using my teeth to scratch it. Oh, there is nothing like the feeling of just wishing you could solve a problem, like a bodily problem or itch, by just biting into it, just sinking your teeth into it, just like, you guys see that primal, just like your teeth feel like they could start growing sharper and just, There's nothing quite like it. I feel like this kind of makes me think of another weird thing that we all do, but maybe we don't, especially when we're alone. But when you have that weird itch in your back and like that you can't reach it and that you're not going to be able to scratch this adequately or sufficiently, but you just kind of go for it instead, and you just like got the elbow just kind of all the way up in the air, and then you flip it around to get the hand kind of backwards, and you just never quite get it. It's never satisfying. You could just go and, ask someone like your friend or, sister or parent or something, just please, I'm begging you, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, just scratch it, just please. But it's like, no, we feel the sense of like, I need to get this done. All right, this is a job for me and me only. I got something to prove here. Okay, I'm not gonna just stand idly by. Well, there's an itch on my back, and I don't need anyone to scratch it. I'm gonna do this. It's like you've created a red circle around everywhere but the correct spot on your back to itch. Let's do maybe one more. Oh, this one's funny. comes from Wild Offer 8678. Making up excuses to get out of invitations to social gatherings and other events you don't want to attend. I don't even know at this point. I've done it so much. I don't even like feel shame about not attending things. I just don't go. And then I'll just make up an excuse anyways. It's like, yeah, this kind of thing was going on, and it's just, my mother's actually got called up to be an astronaut. So she's actually launching tomorrow, so I kind of have to be on FaceTime with her tonight, and it's a whole big thing. She's got her orientation. They kind of do it all pretty quick, but it's like a jury duty type thing. It's a new thing. It's like a secret thing too, so don't even look it up. It's like, it's probably not going to be online or anything. You wouldn't even know about it. But yeah, so she got kind of called up, and they're asking, if she can get out here tomorrow. So we're kind of locked in to this reality. So yeah, I definitely can't make the party. So sorry about that. I won't be able to attend. Duty calls. All right, space is bigger than all of us, isn't it? Space is really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? No, I at this point, honestly, like for the most part, I'm kind of just at this point in my life where I'm just like, I don't even care. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'm not gonna go. Not because I don't like you or because I don't want to see anyone there. I just am. I would just rather rot in bed. I think I'm just not feeling social. I used to want to like go out and do all sorts of kind of stuff, but now as I've gotten older, I'm kind of just like, you know what? I'm just conversations as you get older only get more awkward. It's not like you ever kind of run into people like you don't know, and then you just kind of, just it's right. It's just everything's totally fine. No, you just kind of stand around there with your kind of drink in your hand, just looking around. You kind of just depend on the person that you know, and then they start talking to someone they know, and you're kind of just like, I could be watching Sopranos right now, and I'm here being awkward. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up for this episode. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/AskReddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Remember, if you're listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. You can comment on this week's episode by going to the description of the episode in Spotify and leaving a comment down below. Please join our subreddit, r/Reddit Asks Us on Reddit. We can... It's all things, there's a new mega thread posted every week, and it's all things Reddit Asks Us related. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I love each and every single one of you. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye.